Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about a comparison between the Coach Cassie and the Louis Vuitton Pochette Metis. Let's get the video started. Okay, now you guys know I already had the Pochette Metis in reverse monogram. I decided to purchase about a month ago the color block, which by the way is very similar in Coach. So I wanted to go over some of the basic differences and similarities and then let you know what my thoughts are as far as comparisons go. So let me pull my notes down here just a little bit closer. For Cassie, the measurements are 10 inches across, where on the Pochette Metis it's 9.8. I have to tell you, in any of the measurements that I'm giving you, there really isn't that much of a visual difference, although I will do this so you can take a look. And then at the height level, let me see if I can get that right there. Okay, at the height level, the Cassie is 7 1/4, and then this is 7 1/2. So just a smidge difference. I don't know if you can see it there in the video, but again, very, very close. The width, Cassie, 1 3/4, and then this is 2.8. Now, I want to point something out, even though you can definitely tell here. Number one, there's things in this and there's not in this one. But do you notice the difference? Let me get that strap out of the way. Can you see the difference that the Cassie is pretty well, even though they look like they're 3 sections, it's not as separated as the Louis Vuitton? That's because the separations here go a little bit deeper. And as we get reviewing both bags, I think you're going to see that even though 2.8 and 1 3/4 sounds like it would be a pretty big difference, it's really not. So more to come on that one. Let's talk about the back of these bags. So number one, this is made with leather, and then this is of course a mixture of canvas and then leather. The similarity is that there is a back pocket. So I'm going to set the Vuitton down for just a second because I want to show you this. This is not a zipped closure. So for those of you who like to be able to zip something really quickly, maybe you like to put like some change or something down here, that might be something for you to take note of. However, I am a phone stuffer. I would love to show you what it looks like down in there, but I tape from my phone. I am working on getting a camera though. So anyway, my phone slips so easily down in there, and I don't have a need to have a zipper closure. The one downfall for this, not the one downfall, but one of the downfalls for this bag is that it's a zippered closure in the back here. You actually lose a little bit of space here. See, you lose the space for the zipper itself. So this is really the only amount of space that you have to get it down there. I can still like fit in my phone and other items, but I have to tell you, this zipper is really rugged and scratchy. So to be honest, I don't often put my phone here because I do worry about scratching up the cover. Not the cover, but the screen. So just something to think about between the two bags. You'll notice that the handle drop really is about the same. Again, measurements, they both feel very sturdy. I will tell you that from a holding perspective, I tend to like this one a little bit better because it's thicker, or wider, maybe not thicker, wider, and it just has a soft feel to it. Nothing wrong with this one at all. I still enjoy it, but I do tend to grab this one by the top handle more often than I do this one. So there you have that. Let's talk about the straps before we move into what's going on the inside. So the strap for the Louis Vuitton, let me put this around my neck so we don't lose it here. So I love the beauty of the strap for the Pochette Metis. It's absolutely, I mean, just really, really gorgeous. It makes me happy to look at it. However, it's not that it's uncomfortable, but there is a level of noticeability. That's my new word I just made up for the day, I guess. You notice it on your neck. So when you're carrying it and the bag is full, you become aware of how rigid this strap really is. It's not the same with this particular strap. It's not as beautiful by any stretch of the imagination. We're talking about a basic black leather strap here. However, it is very soft. So when the bag is full, it has a pleasant feeling to it. I find that I don't notice it as much as I notice the one on the Louis Vuitton. So there you have that. I also do find that when the straps are at its end, so meaning that you have the ability on each of them to adjust the strap. So I do find that when they are both elongated at its lowest point, I mean, again, not a lot of difference in the measurement for these particular bags. So let's get right into it and take a look at what's going on the inside. I'm just going to leave these hanging because it seems to be, I won't lose track of them that way. So let's talk about the enclosures for these bags. Now, you guys may or may not know, I ended up, when I first bought the very first monogram, Pochette Metis, I ended up having to return her because there was a problem with this right here. And when my body would smack it or my arm would smack it, can you hear that? Yeah, when my body would smack that particular one, this would pop open, and I actually lost a really wonderful tube of lipstick that I enjoyed. I was quite sad about it, doing some shopping. This one doesn't necessarily do that. I do have to actually engage it before it releases, but I mean, I don't know. If I use it a lot, will it wear thin? You might need to be careful when you're looking for one of these. There's also, it's so beautiful and highly glossed. There is also the issue that this scratches up quite easily, and it's just recently that I took the plastic off of it. Now let's talk about this enclosure. So this one is actually a twist enclosure. So I actually do like that. It feels a little spring-loaded when you go to move it. It's got a nice feel to it. I will say that I do like the C of this particular bag. I do know that some of them come with just the round. I don't know that I would be bothered by either one. I don't necessarily need it to say C. It just so happened that I was looking and I enjoyed these colors and it had the C. So I think that if you I wouldn't be bothered by it. But look how it's not as shiny. I am not concerned about any issues here. As a matter of fact, I have used this bag quite a bit in the past month and no issues whatsoever. So there you have it. Let's move on into the interior of this bag. So when you open it up, let me turn it kind of maybe this way. In this bag, and I know you guys have seen this, I've done reviews on the Pochette, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but there is a thinner pocket back here, or a section back here. There's a larger section here for the middle, and then another smaller section here. It's not small, it's just smaller than this right here. So here's what I currently have in the bag, and I'm going to pull it out in just a minute so we can take a look at it. Here's the one thing that I would say about the interior of this bag. So I think you can see it easier this way. See how thin this is? When this bag is full, you're really not going to get that much down in there. And I do kind of like that it does help you organize it a little bit by saying, okay, this is the space where you want to put your bulk. I have a very thin wallet, so I do like to put it in this smaller section. So let me pull the things out really quickly, and I'm just going to talk about it real quickly. Thin wallet, wipes because I live in Florida, don't even play, it's hot down here. And then a little coin purse. And then we'll talk about this later. This is not Vuitton, this is Daisy Rose. Look for an upcoming video on this, but I did end up, this is on a trial basis right now. So that's just full of lipsticks and a little bit of makeup. Ended up going to Europe. Oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. For those of you who do live in Scotland or England, a comment below. Is this like one of your favorite things? I'm so sad. I'm like halfway through my last container of this, and I am a big rhubarb and strawberry fan. I didn't know that there was a rhubarb and custard thing. I just fell in love with it. So here is a proper clay that's down in here also. I have some hand lotion, love me some Hermes. Another tube of lipstick that's just kind of out, and then these wonderful shades. I actually like them, and we'll talk about those another time too. I'm trying to keep the amount of the time I spend here with you on this review down. So we've got this one empty, and those are the things that I can comfortably fit in this bag. And so now I'm going to open this one up, and I'm going to quickly place the items in here so you can see. So let's start with the things that we put in last. The one thing that I do find that is a difference, number one, microfiber lining in the Vuitton. This is more of a material lining, if you can see that. But you'll see again, the structure is the same. A smaller area here, larger area here. There is a back section. I will say that you can actually get things in here when this is full. So I do find that to be a little bit of a plus. So here we go. Let's start adding in. So I will put the clay in, the daisy rose in. I'm going to put the lipstick and the hand lotion in. I'm going to put the rhubarb and custard. Very cool sunglasses, but look, here's something that's different. There's a little tiny pocket right here, and I'm going to throw these down in here. There's also enough room for me to kind of slide this down in. In the Pochette Metis, it had to kind of sit on top a little bit. Thin wallet and some wipes. And that does, that's everything that I had in this other one. But I just wanted to show you, it fits everything, but look, plenty of room to stick more in this pocket. So I'm going to say that even though the width is smaller on this, you can actually get more in this bag. It does snap very easily, so it's not like I have burdened it at all. And this space, as you can see, that's how much room you still have to go in there to fit more in. So now I will say also though, if this one's full, probably not a lot of room for this one. But this one, once you get this one full, it's very difficult to put stuff in here, and then not a lot of room for the one on the back. So I think that we've covered pretty much everything. I do want to keep this a fairly short video, even though I can see it running on. So here are my, I guess to like kind of recap, I do feel like the microfiber lining is incredible in here. I do prefer that. I like the feel of it when I'm getting things in and out. For the straps, I prefer Cassie. I do feel the strap is more comfortable around my neck, and comfort is honestly an important part of enjoying what you're wearing, right? So I would say that Cassie wins on that. I actually like the turn lock closure a little bit better, simply because I do worry about the scratching of this particular snap, and then the worry that through use I will have issues like I did with the very first Pochette Metis that I had. As far as the top handle goes, I do really feel that they're even. I don't really want to give an extra point here, although I do think that the width makes it grasp-wise feel a little bit better, but I think they're just so similar. I would like to call a draw on that one. So let's see, what else? I think that as far as being a bag that you can just take everywhere. I know that some of you will say, I wear my Pochette Metis everywhere. I don't worry about it. I know that if the glazing goes wrong, I just take it and they will reglaze it, or they will just give me my money and I will find something else. And that really, it really is true that will take place. The issue is, and I did not for this one, I bought it new very specifically because I wanted to be able to take it back. But if you do find that you have bought it used and you don't have the original receipt, you might end up with a problem and have to pay for that glazing. I do know people who have had this bag and had it glazed a couple of times and then just gave up on it. So for me, I tend to baby this bag. I don't take it everywhere. This is truly a workhorse for me. It fits my lifestyle, and I really dig that. So I think that in that instance, you know, whether, you know, carryability everywhere, this bag really does, it does win for me. But having said that, I truly love both of these bags. I don't want to make it sound like either one of them I would not want to have in my handbag room. So, you know, what I will say is, as far as usability, I think that Cassie wins. I think as far as affordability, I think that Cassie wins. If I'm looking at the bag, you know, honestly, I think that they're both very beautiful, but there's something that draws me so much about the reverse monogram. I love it so much. So I think that this wins. So I guess I would say is, if you're just looking for a bag that you can truly use everywhere, make it your daily, and not take a lot of money out of your wallet, I mean, this was $3.50. And this was a whole lot more. You could buy so many of these. You could have so many different colors, or you could just get one. Maybe just get one in black, and then, I mean, take a cruise somewhere. So, you know, there you have it. If you've got the money to spend, you really love the idea of having the reverse or the monogram or whatever. But if you're looking for something that's similar to this bag, that is a workhorse that you can use daily and love it. Love it. I love this bag just as much as I love this bag, honest and truly. If I had tried this bag prior to this bag, I don't know that I would have purchased it, because there are things like it's just so soft and wonderful, and I know I won't have to worry about anything. As a matter of fact, this bag actually, I took it, I was on my birthday party, as a matter of fact. I was on my way to my birthday party, and I had placed it. There were Louis Vuitton items in this bag. I put it in another tote bag because I was carrying a ton of things. So I threw it in there. I put a water bottle in there, and I didn't realize I hadn't kind of, it's one of the ones that you get like a, excuse me, it's like a canteen, like you kind of screw it on and it keeps your water cold. So I didn't realize I hadn't tightened it well enough, and it went sideways, and it literally leaked, like a lot of it, out into the bottom of the bag. Things that were in the bottom of the bag, I actually had to throw some of the things away. I panicked because I knew what was inside this bag. I ran to the restroom and you know, wiped everything down. You know, I started pulling stuff out of the tote. I got to this bag, and it was wet on the outside. None of the water made its way to the inside of this bag, and I was so impressed. And all I could think of was, if this bag had been in that tote, this glazing would have been ruined. And it was an eye-opener for me. So I think if I had to choose between the two, really, I think the Cassie for me wins, as long as I'm not looking at it like, oh gosh, I just really love the reverse. I think as far as sentimental wise, you know, I might choose this one, but for workability, for price, it's really Cassie for me. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you have subscribed, thank you so much for spending some time with me. If you're new to this channel, thank you again. I know that this went long, and I do apologize. If you would, please, though, join the family. Click subscribe, and also click the bell so you know when my videos are coming out. I appreciate your time today, everyone. Take care and be safe. Bye.